Alright, so we're here in Las Vegas for the one-off Ferrari Challenge weekend. We're alongside F1 this weekend, so the energy and the atmosphere is absolutely crazy. We're so stoked to be driving down the strip about almost 200 miles an hour. It's going to be a very, very interesting weekend. Alright, so the Las Vegas street circuit is one of the best tracks in my opinion. It is about 3.8 miles long. The strip is about 1.1 miles long. We'll be flat out almost 200 miles an hour. It's a very challenging track, so one mistake you can end up in the wall, but it is very rewarding if you get it perfectly. So I'm going to take you around a lap at the Las Vegas street circuit. Setting up for turn 1, we're going to want to brake at the beginning of the curbing, so you want to get in early because there's more grip there. Let the car go middle of track and then back to the left side to set up for the next corner. You want to do a light brush of the brakes, get up very close to the wall, and then back to power, and use all the track on the exit. Back. So now we're setting up for one of the first straights. It's not so long, but now we're looking at the 150 mark. So eyes up. Once we see that, we hit the brakes hard. Then you want to look right. You want to put the curb in between the car, and then all the way up against the wall. So now we're setting up for turn 7. So you want to be middle of track to make sure we're braking at straightest angle possible. So you want to hit the first curbing and then put the next curbing again in the middle of the car. And then set up far right for this next corner. And then back to power and you get up really close to the wall again. So now we're going towards turn 12, which is, in my opinion, the most technical corner. So you're braking at an angle. So light lift here, back to power. You don't want to go end up too left. So here, one of the most important braking zones because it sets up the longest straight at this track. The Las Vegas strip was about 1.1 miles long. Very close on the wall on the exit. And then here we go. It's very distracting here, although you're not supposed to look around. I sometimes look around at the hotels and everything. But yeah, we're hitting here almost 200 miles an hour in our car. So it gives you a lot of time to think about the next braking zone, which is not always good because you can overthink. But yes, here we go. You see some lap traffic ahead. And now we're looking for the 175, so brake, very hard braking. You want to hit the curb here, and you get really close to the wall here, so you're flat all the way. So full power, very close. Then another straight. The next corner is turn 17, that sets up the end of the lap, so we're going to be a light lift of throttle, back to power, use the curbing, and that is a lap around the Las Vegas street circuit.
Las Vegas. What an exciting event. Qualifying is done. Now it's time for race 1.
Great start from Dylan Medler, who has converted his pole position into P1 immediately at the start. 7.5 second gap over Brian Cook and Enzo Podoliccio. And what you were saying, Tony, I think is absolutely right. Michael Verhagen is able to match Dylan Medler and perhaps even be quicker than Dylan Medler. But of course, it's all very well being quicker than the car in front of you and the driver in front of you. You've got to try and spot a place to go by, Tony. He gets a reset and a restart and can narrow that gap that he had to Dylan Medler going into the safety car phase. So Dylan will need to be on his mettle here. It's his responsibility to control the pace of the restart then. Michael Verhagen tries to anticipate when Dylan Medler is going to go for it. As the rest of the cars all follow suit now, I would suggest that from Dylan Medler, that was a very good safety car restart, Tony. The checkered flag flies. Dylan Medler is victorious ahead of Michael Verhagen and Brian Cook. Now it should be Gray Fowler that will seal the deal for our Trofeo Pirelli AM drivers indeed. Dylan Medler and perhaps one of the shortest members of his team. So it's like little and large together. Well done, Dylan Medler. There he is, driving for the collection. Done a very, very good job, and he's had a superb season.
Viva Las Vegas, right? I mean, P1 here on the street circuit is like nothing other, especially racing with Ferrari Challenge. Better start to the weekend.
It looks great, it sounds great, it's gonna be great. It's Ferrari Challenge, race 2.
epic start from Dylan Medler, who I just thought, Tony, was under a bit of pressure from Michael Verhagen, certainly going through turns 1, 2 and 3. It will be the responsibility of Dylan Medler to control the pace of the restart. Only he can decide when he's going to give it. So Michael Verhagen tries to bury the front of his 296 into the back of Dylan Medler in anticipation of when Dylan Medler is going to go for it. And now Michael Verhagen has suddenly reduced that gap to Dylan Medler to under 3/10. So the race is on for the overall race lead. Michael Verhagen, Dylan Medler, P2 and P1 respectively at the moment. But we saw that fastest lap coming from Michael Verhagen. What has he got to do now, Tony Verlander, to make it work? What can Michael Verhagen do? He has tried absolutely everything. As Tony Verlander has mentioned, he's certainly got pace. But has he got pace enough to be able to find a way past Dylan Medler? The quicker drivers are on their way through on this 3.8 mile Las Vegas Strip circuit here with Ferrari Challenge Race 2 of the weekend. Regarded drive from Dylan Medler, as we've seen so much this year. He has raced very, very successfully in North America. He's also done that in Europe as well, but here in Las Vegas, Dylan Medler wins. There is no doubt about it. When you can mix up the racing like that, as we see the emotions from Dylan Medler, you're getting a lot more seat time, aren't you?
All right, so we just finished the Ferrari Challenge Las Vegas weekend along here with Formula One, so the crowd was absolutely crazy. But we did sweep the weekend, another Grand Slam, so 2 poles, 2 race wins. Overall, we were the fastest on track, and as you can see now, public traffic is back on the road because it is a street circuit. But last night we were running almost 200 miles an hour here, so it was such an amazing weekend, a great experience, and I can't wait to come back. So that wraps up the Las Vegas weekend. Next up, we have next season in 2025. It's going to be a lot more thrilling, a lot more racing. First of all, we start in Saudi Arabia, Jeddah, and then a lot more racing in Europe. So we couldn't be more excited. We'll see you there.